the Grand Council of the Virexian Accord convened in orbit over the neutral planet Talmara. Dozens of ships from 12 star-faring species floated in stately formation, gleaming silver and gold hulls, basking in the light of a pale blue sun. In the heart of this armada, aboard the diplomatic flagship Serene Dominion, Ambassador Korvek of the Tharnak Confederacy adjusted his ceremonial mantle. His mandibles clicked softly, a Tharnaki sign of smug satisfaction. After decades of proxy wars and silent skirmishes, the humans had finally agreed to talk. They were supposed to arrive in peace. Fleet Commander Korvek rasped to his adjutant. "Any word from the Terrans?" "Human fleet entering system now," the adjutant replied, mandibles twitching in anticipation. "ET, 4 minutes." Korvek turned toward the massive view screen just as the human vessels blinked into reality, exiting faster than light travel with the grace of falling anvils. There were more ships than expected, far more. Hundreds of them, bristling with weaponry and bearing the matte black paint of wartime readiness. A hush fell over the command deck. "Is this normal for human diplomacy?" someone asked. "They're brutes," Korvek muttered. "They always overcompensate." "Ignore it." On the bridge of the UNS Relentless, Admiral Erin Hayes stood tall, her expression like carved stone. The bridge crew moved with silent precision around her, final checks being completed as the countdown began. "Communications?" she asked. "Channel to the Accord fleet open," her comms officer said. Hayes nodded. "Let's begin." Her voice, cold and clinical, echoed across the system. "To all ships of the Virexian Accord, this is Admiral Hayes of the United Terran Fleet. You are in violation of interstellar treaty protocols regarding the weaponization of peace summits. We possess irrefutable proof of your conspiracy to deploy a bioweapon against Earth's atmosphere during these so-called peace talks. In response, the Terran Accord has nullified the summit. You have 30 seconds to surrender unconditionally." A collective gasp echoed across the Serene Dominion. Korvek lunged for the comms panel. "This is an outrage. The human fleet opened fire. No warning shots. No symbolic strikes. No targeted weapon discharges to disable communications. Instead, the void lit up as dozens of human dreadnoughts released volleys of plasma-tipped torpedoes, railgun slugs, and fusion beams. The nearest Tharnaki cruiser vanished in a bloom of atomic fire. 2 seconds later, a Venari medical frigate cracked open like a boiled egg. Korvek stared at the screen in horror. "They're attacking during a peace summit. This is madness." "No," whispered a junior officer, eyes wide with terror. "This is humanity." On board the Relentless, Hayes watched coldly as the Accord fleet scrambled in chaos. Their formations broke instantly. They'd come expecting negotiations, not annihilation. "Target the flagship," she ordered. "Leave no room for retaliation." Human fighters surged forward like a tidal wave of steel, darting between debris and collapsing shields. The Serene Dominion tried to raise its defenses, but the humans had already mapped its weak points. A precision railgun strike tore through the lower decks, followed by a cascade of micro-torpedoes that chewed through escape pods. Korvek scrambled for the override codes. "Launch counterattack." "We must." The bridge imploded as a kinetic slug smashed through the hull. The battle, if it could be called that, lasted 7 minutes. The Accord Armada was reduced to drifting wreckage. Fires raged within oxygenated hulls as escape pods attempted to flee. Hayes issued orders to capture survivors for questioning. Not many would live. The Terran fleet began the grim task of sifting through the ruins. On a surviving Virexian frigate, Sub-Envoy Raylak, barely conscious and bleeding blue, stared at the aftermath through a cracked viewport. His species had once considered humanity a volatile, primitive species, dangerous, yes, but predictable. They'd believed that humanity would adhere to the sacred protocols of diplomacy, that they'd follow the galactic traditions of talk before war. But humans had learned something different from their long history of conflict. Something the Accord had underestimated. They didn't talk when they were betrayed. They acted. A week later, across thousands of systems, the message spread: the Terran Accord does not negotiate under threat. And somewhere, in the deepest sectors of space, the remaining Accord leaders, those who hadn't been at Tal Mara, received a different kind of communication. A private, encrypted burst transmission from Admiral Hayes herself. Next time, don't send assassins under the flag of peace. We don't forget. And we don't forgive. Humanity, the galaxy learned, didn't just play the game. They redefined it.